Welcome to the Mongoose Baby Python Show. I'm Mongoose.
I'm Baby Python.
And today we're going to talk about the upcoming pay-per-view UFC 251. But before that, we're going to introduce ourselves a little bit because we didn't do that last episode.
Oh yeah.
So, me, I love martial arts. I wrestled, did a little bit of karate, trained. Wrestled, same wrestling team. I did wrestle. Yeah, okay.
You could.
Yeah, wrestled.
I didn't throw you off. You go.
Oh, you good, man. You did throw me off a little bit.
Your show, man.
Tripping, man.
My bad,
I'm tripping over here, stuttering and shit.
My bad, bro.
Anyway, I trained MMA for a little bit. My whole life, I love martial arts. So I got family members that are martial artists. I grew up watching martial arts movies, kung fu movies. Grew up watching Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Van Damme, Chuck Norris, all them, Tony Jaa, all that shit. I grew up watching all that stuff. You know, then I grew up watching just... I love martial arts. I like the traditional martial arts. Then when I grew up and discovered, as I got older, I discovered mixed martial arts, and I love it. It was a smooth sailing from there, you know. So,
I like that.
And you, yeah.
That's what's up, bro. I already knew those things. This is my, this is family right here, so I knew these things about him, man. Like you said, kind of spitball off of him and tell you a little bit about myself. I was a wrestler too. I did wrestling with this guy. I was on the same wrestling team. And obviously not the WWE, talking about actual Olympic wrestling, like Henry Cejudo, one of the GOATs. Okay, I started that in 8th grade. I did Taekwondo before that, basically at like the age of 5. I love it, my favorite sport, outside of wrestling obviously. And then I also did Judo. I did Judo for a small period in my time, in my life. Other than that, I'm just kind of a sports person in general. You know what I'm saying? I play sports outside, inside, whatever sport it is, I'm trying. I play football, everything. So, but as far as fighting sports, it was just Taekwondo, wrestling, and Judo. Like you said, I have the same love for Bruce Lee. He's my favorite martial artist ever. I like Tony Jaa, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jai White, Jackie Chan, Jet Li for sure. Flipping anybody that's anybody in martial arts, I love. And now I think that's why I also have a respect and a love for UFC. And there's certain fighters that I see that I'm like, they take their craft seriously. And then there's some fighters just like, oh, you just want kind of a paycheck. Like, you think you just got hands, but
right.
you really just in here trying to...
Who's your favorite MMA fighter?
Now, that kind of changes. But I will say the GOAT of all time, Anderson Silva.
The GOAT of all time?
Yes.
I mean, I would agree with you, but at the same time, I can debate with that.
I can too.
I feel like I say GSP.
Really?
My opinion. My favorite, and I feel like it's the best.
Nah. I like him. I like what he does. I like his style. I like his whole, you know what I'm saying? He's French-Canadian, whatever. And he's good. He's a good fighter. And he has a nice little back kick. But Anderson Silva knows how to maneuver. Like, you know what I'm saying? He maneuvers, gets those movements, head movement, and then he'll kind of play with you a little bit. And then, so pow! And then like that famous up kick.
I feel you.
That front snap kick. People ain't used to that. That's a Taekwondo kick, man.
I feel like you playing George a little bit. You just say, oh, he got that nice little back kick. Nah, man. Come on. Playing the skills, man.
Yeah, nah,
playing the skills. Man,
I ain't lie.
But when he didn't even wrestle before he got into MMA.
Who? GSP?
Yeah, he didn't wrestle before he got into MMA. You see how dominant he is.
As a striker?
Yeah, not just a striker, but as a wrestler.
True.
He has great takedowns. He dominates people on top.
Here's the thing.
Bro,
Anderson Silva has BJJ. You know what I'm saying?
I understand he has BJJ.
And
I understand.
That is lethal. He'll choke you out just from the bottom.
Look,
Come on.
Anderson Silva, like if Anderson Silva he hated fighting wrestlers.
True.
Hated fighting wrestlers. You remember that fight with him and Chael Sonnen? Even though he won, that's an old ass fight. Yeah. Even though he won that fight. Yeah, Chael Sonnen dominated that fight. Then ended up.
No. Anderson Silva dominated the fight.
You thinking of the second fight? The first fight, Chael Sonnen dominated him.
All he did was
he had him on the top, ground
it.
and pound him for 5 rounds straight. Then Silva had did the triangle choke on him out of nowhere.
But
it was, you know what I'm saying?
That's a rope-a-dope. That's a Muhammad Ali move. It's just on the ground. What can you say? It's on the ground. Look, he waited. Like, it wasn't like Anderson Silva was in any real trouble. Because really, all Chael Sonnen was doing was wrestling at him. Like, we was basically
Right.
watching a wrestling match. He never really threw too many, like, elbows. He may have tried to sneak something in, but Silva was like, block, moving,
my
breathing,
personal
and moving
opinion,
my man's out the way.
I feel what you're saying, but I feel like GSP has faced more adversity. I feel like he's faced more adversity, man, than Silva, man.
Maybe, but Silva knew how to maneuver, so he didn't have to face that much adversity.
And Silva along the way kind of he was feeling himself too much.
He
Got a little cocky.
that is one thing I will say. Even though I love Anderson Silva, that's one thing that killed me about him in his early days. He seemed it pretty cocky. Even though he could back it up to the fullest, he was a pretty cocky fighter. And I don't necessarily like cocky fighters all the time. If he could back it up, cool. But also I feel like I said, with my man's Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was the type of cocky fighter that was cocky. He could back it up, but then when you seen him like outside, like in a normal interview, he was chilling. Whereas Anderson Silva, I ain't gonna lie, even though he doesn't really speak that much great English, but he still kind of had this like, I'll beat your ass, which ain't bad, but it was like a cockiness, like. But when he got older, he had more like, you know what I'm saying, respect, and was like, he really had that sense of like, yeah, I can beat your ass, but I'm just a family man at the end of the day.
Silva type of dude, he whoop your ass and invite you to barbecue the next day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's more recently. Back in the day, he'd invite you just to kind of more like, almost low key embarrass you.
He did that with
without
Chael though.
embarrassing you.
He did that with Chael, that second fight they had.
True. But I think they also had that history. Because Chael Sonnen was a straight shit talker anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, of course you're going to invite this man to kind of embarrass him or do whatever. So, yeah, that's just a little bit about myself. I know we kind of went off on a...
Yeah, we kind of went off,
on a
tangent
tangent there.